Okay, what's up, Internet? We're back. I'm Connor. This is Shawn. We feel like Taylor Swift dropping a hit single and then leaving you guys without the album.
That's my fault. Sorry, I was in Texas.
So we're back, and thanks for all the Twitter love. Thanks for hitting us up at A Million New Golfers. We got a bunch of Twitter questions we're going to get to, so let's jump right into it. The first question was, why am I blading the ball out of the bunker? Now, I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to jump to Shawn, and we'll go back and forth a little bit, and then we also have a question about the setup, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to say maybe the reason that you've been blading the ball out of the bunker is you're so afraid of hitting the ball fat. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how the club works, and I'm going to let Shawn jump in and take it from there. But if you've been hitting the ball fat in the bunker, there's two parts to your sand wedge. There's this sharp part at the front called the leading edge, and there's this softer part at the back. And if you just take your finger and go like that, you'll be able to feel the difference. This sharp part here is designed to dig, and this part at the back of the bounce is designed to glide. So you want to come into the sand, take the face and open it a little bit so you can activate the bounce, which will allow the club to kind of glide along the sand. Take some of the sand, chuck it out on the green, and you'll be money. Okay? Money.
Money.
Money. That's it.
All right. So as far as the purpose of your sand wedge, think about it as a stone skipping on water. So you want the leading edge of the stone to skip, to come off the water. That way the stone can stay at the surface of the water. So when Connor says, when you open up the blade to activate the bounce, well, you're actually, let's say this is the sole of the club resting on the sand right here. When you open up the face, see how the leading edge comes off, and now you've got this beautiful sand skipping tool. And as you skip across the sand, so if I was taking some water and I wanted to spray it towards Connor here, I'm going to skip it across the water this way and have the water jet into Connor's face. If I do the same thing across the sand, I'm going to jet a divot of sand onto the green. So now, what is the ball in the sand? It's just a big grain of sand. So I'm just going to take some sand, see that? I'm just skipping across the surface onto the green. My eyes are on the sand right now, but my focus is on where I want to splash the sand. So I'm actually looking down here, but all this stuff looks blurry, and I'm getting ready to feel the bottom of the club deflect across the sand. That way, you don't get the leading edge, the sharp part, into the forehead of the golf ball, right? Into the equator of the golf ball. That's what's going to scream the ball over the green and into the bush.
Nice. Okay, and then we also had a question about Shawn's setup. Why does Shawn's setup look the way that it does? I'm going to preface that by saying that if you learn your golf largely from watching professional golfers on TV, and like guys like Bubba Watson and Adam Scott and Tiger Woods,
I don't look like Adam.
You're gonna have an idea of what you think a culturally authentic professional setup looks like, and you need to understand that these guys are wizards at shot making. Okay, now they start from a very static position and move their body into a very dynamic position. Shawn, in his setup, Shawn, if you'll show them,
you bet.
He just hits the easy button on Staples. Actually, face that way, perfect. He just starts kind of in what a dynamic setup will feel like,
yep.
So it's easy for him to feel the shot that he's going to hit. Now, Shawn, if you wouldn't mind, set up there again.
Yep.
Okay, so if somebody asked you, how come your eyes aren't perfectly straight over the ball, they're tilted a little bit like this, what would you say?
I would say the purpose of what I'm trying to do, because there's always a purpose involved. Let's say you have a door frame here, and I had a hammer in my hands, and I want to nail a nail into the side of the door frame. Well, nobody would be doing it like this, would they? They would get into this position. That's why when you see Rory getting into his setup, it looks pretty classic, but then freeze him coming into impact, and you'll see the peak of his cap is down here, very much into the same position that I start with. So I just begin that way because my attention is on the target the whole time. I'm not getting into a pretty position to start with and then morphing into a position that's going to fit that specific shot.
Nice.
A little shortcut for you guys right there.
Nice. And ultimately, when you're playing golf and you're having the most fun playing golf, it's more about the shot that you're envisioning hitting and less about worrying when you're over the ball. So if this can in any way speed up the process for you, then giddy up, get all over it. Okay, and the last thing I think that's really important that Shawn does, which I really like, is he doesn't discount how much of his eyes are going to influence the way that his body's going to move, okay? If me and Shawn were single and we were at a nightclub and there's a bunch of super hot females over here, our eyes are going to lead our body towards them. It's not going to be the other way around. It would be pretty ridiculous, right? If our body was leading our eyes, we probably, we're not going to get their attention.
As the eyes hit that area, they'd already have our backs to us. Yes.
That's right. Okay, last thing, we've got a Vine account now. We've set it up for you so you can interact with us. We'd love, we're speaking about setups today, we'd love if you'd send us some videos of your setup. Shawn, briefly, what is it that you'd like them to send us? Okay,
so your comfortable setup when you're setting up either for an iron shot at the range or on the golf course, have your buddy snap a little five-second video of you getting ready to hit your particular shot the way you're comfortable with, no preconceived notions, just feel comfortable and get ready to hit a particular shot down the fairway, down the range, and send that out to us. And what's the, how do you get that?
It's on Vine, it's #MillionNewGolf. You know where we're at on Twitter. Thanks.
Catch you later.